So yes, a very good afternoon to all. In a last lecture, our topic was genetic code. The topic was left incomplete. We shall continue from where we have left. Genetic code. So I need someone to give the definition. With that, we will start our today's lecture. Will someone unmute and define the genetic code? I had dictated the definition. Nobody remembers the definition. Genetic code. Okay, genetic code is made up of how many nucleotides? Three consecutive nucleotides. It is present on mRNA. It is meant to indicate the position of its function is to indicate the position of a particular amino acid. A particular amino acid. A triplet of nucleotides, consecutive nucleotides, present on mRNA, coding for the arrangement of a specific amino acid during translation. That is the definition of a genetic code. Now, this genetic code, it has got certain properties. It has got certain properties. Let's have a look at these properties or salient features of the genetic code.
Recording in progress.
Salient features of the genetic code. To start with, it is a triplet codon. What is the meaning of this term? It is a triplet codon. It is basically made up of how many nucleotides? It's a unit made up of how many nucleotides? 3. So it is called as a triplet codon. The second feature, it is specific. You see, each code is meant for one particular amino acid. UUU, it is for phenylalanine. This cannot code for any other amino acid except phenylalanine. UUU का meaning होता है arrange the phenylalanine. AUG, it is for methionine. So against AUG, nothing else, it can only specify the location or arrangement of one amino acid, and that is methionine. CUC, it can code for leucine. It cannot code for anything else except leucine. One code for, or rather given code, can be responsible for arrangement of a specific amino acid only and nothing else. Third property, there is a degeneracy. There is a degeneracy in the genetic codon. It is a degenerate codon. What do we mean by degenerate codon? ये specific और unambiguous था. Unambiguous means no confusion, no two thoughts, only one clarity, given code for one particular amino acid. Now, another point is that the genetic codon is degenerate. The point is that if CCU codes for proline, CCC can also code for proline, CCA can also code for proline, and CCG can also code for proline. Now, the point is that the CCU can code for proline, but the proline is something which is coded by 4 different codes. They all are coding one given amino acid. A code can be specific for an amino acid, but an amino acid can be coded by more than one codes. The amino acid being coded by more than one codes, we say it shows degeneracy, or it is having degenerate codes. Having 2 or more number of codes for the given amino acid is called as degenerate codes over there. जैसे phenylalanine के लिए है UUU and UUC. So one amino acid, 2 codes. This is supposed to be called as degenerate code. Have you all understood what is the degenerate nature of the codon? Tell me, out of 20, how many amino acids do not have degenerate codes? Which two? Tryptophan and methionine. Because these two are coded by only single one. AUG for methionine and UGG for tryptophan. That means rest all 18 have degenerate codes. Some of them have 6, some of them have 4, 3, 2, like that. Variations are there, but they all seems to be having degenerate codons. The next property of codons, they are contiguously read. What do we mean by reading of these codons in a contiguous manner? Now let's say that from here to here, translatable region, the one which will be read starting with the AUG codon. So while the codons are being read, you cannot decide that AUC as a codon over there. Why? It is read in which manner? Contiguous manner. Means 3 of them make a one code. Then you cannot skip one and read another 3. System has to read very next nucleotide onwards as the next codon. Again the next codon. You see, you cannot skip any nucleotide in between. Reading of these nucleotides is in a contiguous manner. Once you come across first codon AUG, uske baad every 3 consecutive nucleotides without skipping anyone, continuously codes are to be read over there. अगर आप एक skip करोगे ना, तो पूरा फ्रेमवर्क चेंज हो जाएगा. जैसे आइडियली second codon should have been which one? Let's say CAC. Now CAC is the codon for histidine, but instead of that, if you skip one and read another one, that is called ACG. In that case, threonine can be placed instead of histidine. So that will disturb the whole chain, whole sequence. So concept is, once you start with the start codon, you cannot skip a single nucleotide in between. Immediate next three will make next codon, and immediate next three will make another codon, and so on and so forth. Continuity, contiguous manner in which the codons are to be read at the time of translation. Any doubt? Very good. Codons are universal. Their meanings are acceptable universally. Universally means what? So it means that right from bacteria to protista to fungi to plants and animals, all five major kingdoms, meaning of these codes will remain same in the members of all five kingdoms. Genetic code will have a same meaning whether it is a bacteria or it is a human. The two extreme ends I'm pointing out. What does it mean? For example, AUG is the codon for, let's say, methionine, or UUU is the codon for, let's say, phenylalanine, and so on and so forth, whatever it is. So this remains same, this understanding remains same during the translation, whether it takes place in prokaryotic cells such as a bacterium or in a eukaryotic cell such as a human cell. Except, now this feature has few exceptions, and that is some protozoans in which the code decoding is slightly in a different manner. जैसे हमारे में कोई कोड जैसे लेट्स से किसी एक अमाइनो एसिड का है, वो वहां पे किसी दूसरे अमाइनो एसिड के लिए यूज होता है. And in mitochondrial genome there is a variation. What do you mean by mitochondrial genome? So first of all, mitochondria has a double membrane envelope and a lumen filled with the matrix. In this matrix, there is a DNA, circular DNA. From that, different types of RNAs are prepared, and from that, proteins are prepared. You know that mitochondria can prepare its own proteins. It has the entire necessary machinery for the same. So when these mitochondria is carrying out translation act, there some of the codes are read in a different manner. Different in the sense, हमारे लिए कहीं पे कोई ल्यूसीन है तो वहां पे ल्यूसीन की जगह पे हिस्टीडीन. कोई भी एक ऐसा एग्जांपल नहीं दे रहा हूँ स्पेसिफिक. I'm just telling that the one which may be a code for a one particular amino acid in general, it may not be a code. It may be for a different amino acid, code for different amino acid in case of mitochondrial translatory mechanism. चलिए, clear? कोई doubt है? Is there any doubt? That's my question to you. I wish you had written no, so I would have been confident enough that you guys have no issue regarding this one. Another salient feature of genetic code. One of the genetic code has dual functions. AUG codon. It's gonna act as initiating codon, or you may call it as a start codon. At the same time, it's gonna be coding for an amino acid that is termed as methionine. Methionine. Let's say that this is the starting point, this is the stop point. Then after you have untranslated regions on either side. Here the first codon is AUG, next is CCC, next is GGG, then UA and G. Obviously UAG is the stop codon, so you understand this. Even prior to this there are nucleotides GGG, C, whatever it is. Now point is that this codon AUG towards which end? 5' end. It would play the role of which codon? Start codon. System will scan the RNA, mRNA from 5' end to start with the UTR region until it reaches to the starting point, that is AUG. Moment it comes across AUG, it starts placing the first amino acid, that is methionine. Then whichever is the second code, accordingly, as per CCC, proline will be placed. As per GGG, what will be placed as per GGG? Glycine. So this means one by one amino acids will be placed over here. Now, could you see the role of AUG? First of all, it was a start codon. But start codon doesn't mean that amino acid will not be placed before it. It codes for a particular amino acid that is named as methionine. And also towards the 5' end, it is coding for, it is acting as the start codon. आप just imagine करो कि यहाँ पे अगर एक दूसरा भी AUG आता, तो that time its role would be only to place the methionine, nothing else. वो methionine को arrange करता है, that's it, nothing else. It would have been coding for which one? Methionine only, simple as that. But ये वाला जो 5' end पे होता है, first AUG, that is the one which will play the role of starting codon, the initiating codon. At the same time, it will be coding for an amino acid. It's a sense codon, and it will be coding the amino acid named as methionine. Have you all understood the same? चलिए, कोई डाउट नहीं है. Last, amongst the 64 codes, genetic codes, 61 are sense codes. What do we mean by sense codes? Each of them codes for a particular amino acid arrangement in a polypeptide. But then there are 3 which are known as nonsense codes. Looks very unusual term, nonsense, but meaning is they do not make any sense with respect to the translation. They are not responsible for placement of any amino acid. This is termed as nonsense codes. Obviously, they are also identified as stop codons. Termination codon. Stop codons, termination codons, nonsense codons. 3 different terms for the same. Of course, you all remember which three are the ones? Which three are the ones that are stop codons? UA, G, U, G, A, U, A, A. These are identified as the stop codons. Their presence towards this 5 prime, and obviously they will be like, they will not be found ever in the translatable region. So at the end of the translatable region, their presence indicates termination of translation. Further information will not be utilized at all from there on. So that was the profile of genetic code and its properties. If you have any question, we will wait for 10 seconds. If not, we will go to the scientific contribution related to the same, the field of genetic code study. Okay, it seems that there is no question from your side. You are comfortable with the information provided so far. We can move to the next. The first contribution comes from Russian physicist, not a biologist, George Gamow. Russian physicist, scientist George Gamow, he gave the concept of the codon being triplet. I mean, he suggested that if there are 4 bases and you have a 20 amino acids, so in that case, your code needs to be a combination of 3 nucleotides. And then you can have a 64 different combinations that would suffice your need of placement of 20 types of amino acids. So it was not a biologist whose idea it was to work out this combination. Single nucleotide, if one code, one amino acid, then 4 bases, different nucleotides, 4 types can make 4 different amino acid codes. Then considering 2 consecutive nucleotides making a 1 code for 1 amino acid, we can have, using 4 different nucleotides, we can make 16 different combis as the genetic codes for 16 amino acid placement. That doesn't work. Then comes third possibility, 3 consecutive nucleotides making code for arrangement of a 1 amino acid in a polypeptide during the translation. Well, for this, 64 codes can be prepared. You have 4 different types of nucleotides and a combination of 3 nucleotides at a one go. That offers 64 combinations of nucleotides, 3 nucleotides or triplets of nucleotides. This means 64 codes are available for the placement of 20 types of amino acid. Logically, this setup is acceptable. And that is what happened. That was the contribution of George Gamow. Then comes the second contribution from Hargobind Khorana. Basically, Hargobind Khorana was an Indian origin person with the Indian origin, but was an American scientist. He took the citizenship of America. He was working over there. While working over there, along with the other scientists, Nirenberg and Holly and Nirenberg, along with them. He was awarded with the Nobel Prize in 1968. The Nobel for physiology or medicine field. His contribution in the molecular biology was immense. He was the first person on the earth, the first scientist on the earth who synthesized RNA in laboratory condition. What is the term used for laboratory condition? Something, some process or activity, experiment, process carried out over there. In vitro. So in vitro synthesis of RNA, that was his achievement. Remember this one. Basically, he prepared oligonucleotide chain. Oh, yeah, I think you can understand what is an oligonucleotide. A chain of nucleotides worth 8 to 15, something in between, few nucleotide chain. They were ribonucleotides, so his polymer was RNA polymer. With the defined combinations of bases, he worked out this thing. What is the meaning of the defined combination? He used homopolymers and heteropolymers to make a chain. क्वेश्चन होगा होमोपोलीमर क्या होगा? जैसे एक चेन प्रिपेयर किया जाए, यूरासिल कंटेनिंग राइबोन्यूक्लियोटाइड के 8 to 10 units का एक चेन प्रिपेयर किया जाए. Now because it is uracil containing ribonucleotide, obviously you call it as the RNA. हाँ या ना, वो RNA ही होगा. अच्छा, single type of base is used in polymerization. It's a homopolymer. जैसे टेलिंग में होता था polyadenylation, 200 to 300 adenine units. You remember? But that was a bigger unit. Here are 10 to 15 only. Do you guys understand? Do you understand what I'm explaining to you all? At least no है तो no बोलो तो मुझे पता तो चले. Hargovind Khurana. Hello, am I audible? No, I am audible, it seems. My question to you is, if you have not understood, at least let us know so that we can help you in that. It was my mistake. Heteropolymer, he prepared another one with the copolymer. अब copolymer क्या है? Like this, copolymer. A polymer in which combination of two or more nucleotides are utilized in a repetitive manner. Homopolymer में single nucleotide repeated throughout the polymer. Copolymer में combi of 2 or 3 or 4 nucleotide but are repeated in a polymer. So such polymers he utilized and made a chain which is short one, almost up to 10 nucleotide long. This is termed as homopolymer and copolymers utility in making or in synthesizing RNA in vitro, that is inside the lab. That was about the contribution of second in that list, Hargovind Khurana. 10 seconds stay. If you have any question, you may ask. Okay, no one is asking question. That means it is clear. We go to the next one. Marshall Nirenberg. Marshall Nirenberg. He developed cell-free system for protein synthesis. Cell-free system of protein synthesis. क्या किया इन्होंने? एक आर्टिफिशियल चेन प्रिपेयर किया, जैसा निरेनबर्ग रे दिस कोराना ने किया था ना. ऑब्वियसली 3 of them were colleagues, निरेनबर्ग, हॉली एंड कोराना. सो एक ने ऐसा चेन प्रिपेयर किया और दूसरे ने उस चेन के अकॉर्डिंगली अमाइनो एसिड्स प्रोवाइड किए वहां पे. तो पता चला कि इसके सामने सिर्फ एक अमाइनो एसिड का ही सीक्वेंसिंग होता है, वो है फिनाइल एलेनिन ओवर देयर. Hypothetically, they provided 9 nucleotides, each one with uracil. So the amino acid getting assembled before this RNA, synthetic RNA. This was the synthetic. Synthetic RNA. And against this, amino acids were getting arranged. See, hypothetically, if they provided 9 nucleotide chain, opposite to that, 3 amino acids got arranged. Then again, artificially, they prepared 12 nucleotide chain and 4 amino acids got arranged. This would have helped them to understand which aspect, that the genetic code is ट्रिपलेट कोडॉन. पता चला क्या? अगर 9 न्यूक्लियोटाइड पे 3 अमीनो एसिड अरेंज होते, 12 पे 4, 15 पे 5, इसका मीनिंग every 3 nucleotides are responsible for placement of a 1 amino acid. So this helped them, Nirenberg, Hawley and Khorana, to understand that the to decipher the code. To decipher the code means what? To decipher means to identify, to understand, to detect. Decoding. For that, this experiment was helpful to them. बोलिए, clear हुआ? क्या किया? Three scientists, Marshall Nirenberg, Hargobind Khurana, and Robert Hawley. All the three were awarded with the Nobel Prize in the year 1968 for their in vitro protein synthesis act. Already the other one had prepared the artificial synthetic RNA, oligonucleotide RNA. One of them was with the copolymers like this uracil, another one, one of them with the homopolymer like this uracil containing chain 10 to 12 uracils, and another one copolymer, a combi of the two over there, two nucleotides over there. So while doing this, they utilized this synthetic RNA and tried to understand that how many nucleotides make a one codon. So they realized that per 3 nucleotide, 1 amino acid is arranged. That this means codon is made up of 3 nucleotides over there, triplet codon. सो कोड को डिसाइफर करने में, क्लियरिटी ऑब्टेन करने में ये हेल्पफुल रहा। बोलिए, कोई डाउट? Okay, it seems you have no doubts. We go to the next one. Next is Severa. Okay, the Alborans. Alborans. Severa. Okay, the Albornoz. Alborans. Albornoz. Albornoz. That was the name of Spanish scientist who turned American. He left Spain and for research and other such activity he had gone to America. This Spanish scientist identified the role of a one particular enzyme, and since then the enzyme is called as Severa-Oke enzyme. Severa-Oka is the name of the scientist who identified one particular enzyme that is helpful in RNA synthesis. This enzyme is known as Severa-Oka enzyme to honor the discoverer, but its actual name is polynucleotide phosphorylase enzyme. Polynucleotide phosphorylase enzyme. That's a Severa-Oka enzyme. ये enzyme normally most of the cells में होता है. It helps in polymerizing the RNA. It helps in polymerization of RNA in an template independent manner. अब ये क्या है? आपको पता है कि RNA polymerase will make the RNA from 5' to 3' direction. It will make this RNA, mRNA. But for that, template was required. This was what? Template. बिना template की information के आप न्यूक्लियोटाइड को ज्वाइन करके पहले नहीं बना सकते थे mRNA. But what they did, they means what he did, Severa-Oka and his colleagues, polymerize the RNA, prepare the RNA, short one, with the defined sequences in template independent manner. Template independent manner means what? देखिए, ये भी एक टाइप का आरएनए पॉलीमराइज है जो आरएनए फॉर्म करेगा. इसको पॉलीन्यूक्लियोटाइड फॉस्फोराइलेज कहते हैं. डिफरेंस इतना है कि आरएनए पॉलीमरेज इज जनरली डीएनए डिपेंडेंट आरएनए पॉलीमरेज एंजाइम, uses the information of DNA and prepares RNA, whereas polynucleotide phosphorylase is independent one. वो बिना डीएनए को देख के उसको जो न्यूक्लियोटाइड्स देते हैं रैंडमली वन बाय वन, जो जैसी मिलती है उसको वैसे ही सीक्वेंस में वो जोड़ के एक पॉलीमर, एक आरएनए प्रिपेयर कर सकता है. So he explained the process of enzymatic synthesis of RNA, template independent manner of RNA preparation, that is called Severa-Oke enzyme action. बोलिए. कोई डाउट? कोई नो डाउट्स? Here I conclude the two topics. Today we saw the properties of genetic code, then later we saw this last topic, contributions of various scientists in the field of genome and decoding the genetic codes. First one being GAMO, one word, helped us to understand how come the three nucleotides make a one codon, established the concept and relationship between the nucleotide codes and the amino acid. Then Dr. Hargovind Khorana, artificial RNA preparation in lab using homopolymers and copolymers. Then Marshall Nirenberg, again he, Robert Holly and this Khorana together helped in deciphering the genetic code, revealing the genetic code information. And last comes Severa-Oka enzyme prepared by the scientist Severa-Oka, the Spanish scientist. This enzyme was preparing outside the lab, it was preparing RNA, and that too without getting the information from DNA. So template independent manner in which it prepares the RNA. Well, with that, I conclude the topic of genetic codes. A break for some time. I am hoping that you have no doubts left. So with that understanding, I give the break before we reach to the next topic. So break time. Fine. Okay, it seems you are back. We can start the work. I hope you can recall the given topic that was about types of mutations at the nucleotides level within the gene. For example, inversion, when nucleotide sequence are getting inverted, reversed. Then substitution, where replacement occurs of a one amino acid with the other one. If purine to purine or pyrimidine to pyrimidine within the same class and category, the interconversion is called transition. Purine to pyrimidine and pyrimidine to purine, such conversions are called as transversion. They are called transversion, like that. And obviously, if one or more nucleotide is added in insertion and removed, then deletion. So varieties of mutations can take place within the gene at the nucleotide level. At that time, I told you that it's a second half. The type of consequences based on which the types of mutations based on consequences. We're gonna see now what are the possibilities over there. Look, consequences based types of mutations, in that one of them is called as nonsense mutation. It is known as which one? Nonsense mutation. Now imagine that on a DNA, you have a ATT. ATT. तो RNA पे क्या आएगा इसके अगेंस्ट? टेल मी. चलो ऐसा करते, एक और एक एग्जांपल देख लेते हैं. Imagine if this is the genetic code on a DNA, AAT. When this one will make RNA at that time against codon AAT, what will be the codon, actual codon on mRNA? mRNA पे क्या आएगा? UUA. This will be on DNA. This will be on RNA. Can you tell me which is the amino acid that will be placed before UUA? Leucine. That, for example, if this is the case, it would have been a normal scenario. Now comes my main point. Have a look. If this nucleotide is changing to T, first of all, tell me it is transition or transversion? Adenine to thymine, purine to pyrimidine, transition or transversion? Transversion happened over here. So this becomes the code ATT now. If this is the code on DNA, what shall be the genetic code on RNA? It will be UAA. It will be UAA. UAA is not coding for leucine, it is coding for what? Termination. So it's a stop codon. आप इमेजिन करो कि आपका एक डीएनए का सीक्वेंस है, कोई भी सीक्वेंस है, और यहाँ पे है यूएजी, यहाँ पे है सीसीसी. सो दिस इज योर एंड पॉइंट. दिस वाज सपोज्ड टू बी एयूजी, ये आपका स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट था. फिर सीसी ए, या कोई एक और लेट्स से जी जी जी, फिर ए यू जी. यहाँ पे स्टार्टिंग कोडॉन है, यहाँ पे कोई सीक्वेंस है. हियर इट वाज ए ए टी, और उसकी जगह पे ये ट्रांसवर्जन होके बन जाता है ए टी टी. अब मुझे बोलो कि क्या प्रॉब्लम आएगा अगर ये म्यूटेशन हुआ उससे पहले पॉलीपेप्टाइड में कितने अमाइनो एसिड का चेन बनने वाला था? Before this mutation happened, where adenine was transversed to thymine, a given, absolutely wrong. Can you explain how come 5? Those who wrote 5, can you unmute and explain? 4 is the correct answer. यहाँ पे 4 कोड है जो रीडिंग जोन में आते हैं. AUG है, GGG है, AT था और CCC था. उसमें से थर्ड वाले कोडॉन पे वेरिएशन आ गया. AT में से वो ट्रांसवर्स होके मिडल न्यूक्लियोटाइड ATT बन गया. अब मेरा पॉइंट सुनो केयरफुली. अगर ऐसा हो जाता है तो अब ये न्यूक्लियोटाइड में क्या चेंज आएगा? I made a mistake. ये एक्चुअली डीएनए पे होना चाहिए ना. आप समझ रहे हो? चेन तो डीएनए में आता है, तो वो एएटी में से क्या बन जाता है? एटीटी. तब जाके यहाँ पे यूएए बन जाएगा इंस्टेड ऑफ यूयूए. तो अब यहाँ पे क्या, कितने अमाइनो एसिड का चेन बनेगा? सिर्फ 2, और यहाँ से स्टॉपेज हो जाएगा. तो बॉटम लाइन which you need to understand that if anyhow a mutation either by substitution, mainly by the substitutional type of mutation. It makes the normal sense codon to convert into a nonsense codon. जो नॉर्मल केस में वो सेंस कोडॉन था वो बाद में चेंज होके क्या बन जाता है, नॉनसेंस कोडॉन, स्टॉप कोडॉन. This within the translatable region, it may abruptly, suddenly or from given point, it can stop the further chain synthesis unnecessarily. It will go in a wrong manner. So that is about the first possibility, the nonsense codon. Another one, is a missense mutation. What is the meaning of the missense mutation? Sometimes your substitution may be such that, for example, on DNA earlier, before mutation, there was something like TCC, which was coding for mRNA with AGG, and that would be placing the amino acid arginine. But imagine that if it has undergone substitution and after mutation you see कि भाई साइटोसिन की जगह पे वहां पे क्या आ गया, ग्वानिन, तो क्या चेंज आएगा? So on the RNA now the codon will be ACG, and that can place 309. Which disease is an example of a missense mutation? Single nucleotide substitution led to that problem. Sickle cell anemia, Sakshi, Solanki, and Christians, Devanshi. First few amongst the correct repliers. Which number codon is changed over there? अगर फर्स्ट AUG है तो वो उसका नंबर कौन सा था, कोडॉन? Which number codon was altered? Sixth position codon was altered. उसका भी कौन सा न्यूक्लियोटाइड में चेंज आया था, फर्स्ट में, सेकंड में या थर्ड में? सेकंड में. सब्स्टिट्यूशन था वो. Which amino acid was to be placed prior to mutation? Glutamate. And which one is placed after the mutation in place of that glutamate? Valine, that's the one. So, any question regarding the missense mutation? Sometimes mutation remains silent, ineffective, because of one particular nature, one feature of the genetic code. You have to let me know the name of that feature of the genetic code. Look at this, same sense mutation. Swati has understood very well degenerate codon concept. Imagine that this is the codon TTC, this is before mutation. which on RNA makes AAG arrangement and subsequently an amino acid lysine. Amino acid lysine is placed here in this position. But look at this, after mutation, look at the nature of this mutation. Third nucleotide is changed from cytosine to thymine. Look at this, what is there on RNA? AAA. Interestingly, AAA is also the code for what? Lysine. So in spite of this substitution, TTC turned to TTT again. The amino acid arranged is the same. So protein, in spite of mutation in DNA, protein is not changed. What was responsible for this thing? It's a degeneracy of the codon. याद है आपको? Codon is degenerate. Some of the amino acids are coded by more than one codes. तो म्यूटेशन से वो एक कोड में से दूसरा कोड जब चेंज होता है, फिर भी वही अमाइनो एसिड प्लेस हो सकता है. तो इसका मीनिंग, इसको डीजेनरेसी ऑफ कोडॉन कहते हैं. कौन से दो अमाइनो एसिड के साथ ये साइलेंट म्यूटेशन नहीं हो सकता उनके कोड्स के साथ? एग्जैक्टली इन दोनों का एक ही कोड है. दैट मीन्स दे आर नॉट हैविंग डिजेनरेट कोड्स. दैट मीन्स उनके कोड में म्यूटेशन हुआ तो मैटर खत्म. इट कैन नॉट बी द सेम सेंस म्यूटेशन, इट विल बी द मिस सेंस म्यूटेशन. There is another name of this phenomenon, degenerate codon. It is called redundancy. Degeneracy या फिर कहते हैं redundant codon या फिर redundancy in the codon. जैसे degenerate codon बोलते हैं तो redundant codon बोलते हैं. Redundant codon या फिर redundancy in the codon. Degenerate codon या फिर degeneracy in the codon. That is what we say in this. बोलिए, कोई डाउट है आपको? Now look at this mRNA and tell me, look at this RNA and tell me that uh, if it is getting translated, if hypothetically, how many amino acids containing chain will be created? Yeah, that's true. One for AUG, one for CCC, another one for UUU. I hope you have understood. So आपको clarity है concept की. Now my question is that in this chain, while translation occurs, this will be considered as the first codon, this will be considered as the second codon, this will be considered as the third codon. That's how the reading will take place. Now my point is that if one of the nucleotide is removed over here, which one is removed? C is removed. Let's say C is removed over here. Okay. then what happens? The frame of reading the mRNA gets shifted. ये first codon, फिर दूसरा codon जो CCC था, अब C इधर आ गया. That means next three nucleotides are CCU. Next three are which one? CCU. Next three are UUU. So next is not a stop codon, it is something else. जैसे यहाँ पे अगर G था तो ये G, तो it becomes actually, instead of this stop codon UAG as per the normal frame of reading the mRNA. Because the reading frame of the mRNA has shifted by one nucleotide. Now the codon is read in a different manner. Continuity or contiguousness अगर देखो तो reading में अब different pattern create हो गई है. So this will be taken as a next codon. So you will not find that UAG at all in this setup. देखो वो disturb हो गया. UAG जो यहाँ पे था वो disturb हो गया. What is responsible for this disturbance? That one nucleotide removal over there. एक nucleotide आने से पूरा क्या हो गया? Sequence of nucleotide change हो गया. Shifting the frame of reading the nucleotide triplets on the mRNA. इसको frame shift mutation कहते हैं. देखो substitution में क्या होता है कि neither substitution या inversion, neither the nucleotide is added nor removed, so the frame of reading the sequence of nucleotide remains same. हाँ, फिर उसमें हो सकता है कि वो सेंस कोडॉन में से नॉन सेंस बन जाए या मिस सेंस बन जाए या फिर any such change can occur over there. Silent बन जाए mutation. But deletion and insertion are those problems related to your mRNA that if it is facing them, then its entire sequence of triplets is getting disturbed. जिसको कहते हैं frame shift mutation. ये एक और तरीके से भी आ सकता था. देखिए कैसे आ सकता था. हैव अ लुक. बोलिए आपको क्या लगता है क्या प्रॉब्लम हुआ यहाँ पे. ये अगर नॉर्मल है तो म्यूटेटेड में क्या प्रॉब्लम हुआ. First when I explained about deletion of one of the nucleotide with C. अब क्या हो रहा है. हाँ, इंसर्शन हो रहा है. ये इंसर्ट हो गया एक्स्ट्रा न्यूक्लियोटाइड. Look at this. It is altering the frame of reading the codes. पहले जहां पे UAG रेड होता था अब GUA रेड होता है. प्रोसेस स्टॉप नहीं होगा. ट्रांसलेशन ज्यादा अननेसेसरीली ज्यादा अमाइनो एसिड वाला चेन बन जाएगा. So these type of mutations mainly because of insertion or deletion, because that alters the number of nucleotides in this translatable region. So then it is known as frame shift mutation concept. How many have understood the same? Four students have replied in yes. I don't know what about the others. What is their problem? चलो आगे जाते हैं। Now there is one question that let's assume that this is the mRNA and here are the codes. Let's say that these are the codes present on the mRNA. Now we know that, let's say that against AUG, which amino acid has to be arranged naturally? Which one has to be arranged? Methionine. Clear cut, methionine. No choice but only methionine. Let's say that CCC is the one. So that will be the code for which amino acid? Yes, it's for proline. And AAA is the one that is to code for which amino acid? Let's say lysine. Now the point is that how come the system understand this question? Question में ही answer छुपा है. How come the system recognizes the given code, let's say UG, and places a perfect amino acid before it that is called methionine? System must be having something in it. System must be having something in it by which it must be recognizing the codon at the mRNA end. Codon at which end? mRNA. And amino acid in the polypeptide. पॉलीपेप्टाइड में कौन सा अमीनो एसिड प्लेस करना है वो, और दूसरे एंड पे mRNA. दोनों के बीच का एक लिंक चाहिए. One link is required. You know, a physical link between the mRNA on one side and polypeptide on another side. That molecule which plays the role of such a link, it is known as tRNA. It is known as tRNA. This is that tRNA. On one side, it is able to recognize the code. It is able to recognize the code for a particular amino acid that it is dragging. And on another side, it is attached to the particular amino acid which is to be placed against this given code. This link, the physical link between the mRNA on one side and the polypeptide on other side, that is termed as tRNA. इसके लिए एक दूसरा वर्ड यूज होता है जिसको कहते हैं एडेप्टर मॉलिक्यूल. आपने एडेप्टर वर्ड सुना है? एडेप्टर से कनेक्ट करो ऐसा वर्ड सुना है शायद आपने. अच्छा, किसमें यूज होता है? एडेप्टर वर्ड किसमें यूज होता है? इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स में. जैसे कंप्यूटर को किसी के साथ एडेप्टर के थ्रू कनेक्ट करते हैं हम. ओके, लैपटॉप या कंप्यूटर को एडेप्टर के थ्रू कनेक्ट करते हैं किसी और सिस्टम के साथ. So it's a physical link between that computer and the other system, other electronic item over there. Exactly. तो यहाँ पे tRNA का रोल होता है as an adapter molecule, the one which will at one end attach to the mRNA and at the other end it will carry the one particular amino acid which is to be a part of a given polypeptide chain. ये रोल का क्लैरिटी फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल देने वाले थे क्रीक. क्रीक ने ये आइडिया दिया था. वॉटसन एंड क्रीक में से क्रीक वाज द वन, फ्रांसिस क्रिक, एन अमेरिकन साइंटिस्ट. लेटर ऑन जब डिटेल स्टडी होना स्टार्ट हो गया डीएनए के आरएनए फॉर्मेशन और फिर बाद में ट्रांसलेशन, ये सब, तो ट्रांसलेशन स्टडी में एमआरएनए प्रिपेयरिंग द पॉलीपेप्टाइड चेन मेड अप ऑफ अमीनो एसिड्स, उसकी क्लैरिटी में पता चला क्रिक को कि कैसे पॉसिबल है कि एक एंड पे एक पर्टिकुलर कोड रीड किया जाता है और दूसरे एंड पे एक पर्टिकुलर अमीनो एसिड एवरी टाइम अगेंस्ट दैट कोड वही अमीनो एसिड प्लेस किया जाता है. कोई तो लिंक होगा जो दोनों को रिकॉग्नाइज करता है और वो लिंक का नेम है tRNA. अब मैं एक इंपॉर्टेंट टर्म को यूज करने वाला हूं जो बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट है, अंडरस्टैंड करना. How does the given tRNA know that methionine has to be placed against AUG? So in certain part of the tRNA which is to be brought before the mRNA, in that portion of this tRNA एक ट्रिपलेट ऑफ न्यूक्लियोटाइड होता है जिसको कहते हैं एंटाइकोडॉन और एंटीकोडॉन. क्योंकि ये क्या है, आरएनए के ऊपर कोडॉन है, AUG for example. So the tRNA which brings methionine should have anticodon. अरे मैंने क्या लिखा, मेरा मिस्टेक है. Should have an anticodon UAC. आपको समझ में आ गया, UAC होना चाहिए इसके ऊपर, एंटीकोडॉन, कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री न्यूक्लियोटाइड का सेट. अगर AUG मिथियोनिन के लिए है तो tRNA which has to drag methionine should have a UAC as its anticodon. How many of you understand this? ये अंडरस्टूड तो पूरा ट्रांसलेशन अंडरस्टूड. ये अंडरस्टूड नहीं हुआ तो आप गए काम से, ट्रांसलेशन मत पढ़ना आप फिर. फिर से मैं तो एग्जांपल एक्सप्लेन करूंगा कि लेट अस अज्यूम दैट there is another tRNA which is bringing proline against this CCC, the second codon on mRNA. Can you tell me what shall be the anticodon present on this tRNA which has to bring proline against CCC codon? Exactly, it has to be the GGG. Now do you get the sense that how come it is ensured that against a given codon a particular amino acid is only arranged? Example, against AUG methionine is always arranged. So logic says that tRNA which has to bring methionine must be having an anticodon, a unit of 3 nucleotides, which must be complementary to the codon of methionine named as AUG. So this anticodon complementary one should have been UAC. चलो तीसरा tRNA, the one which is bringing lysine, should have a which anticodon on it to make sure that lysine is placed against A? Exactly, UUU is the one. Common sense. So at one end it is attached to the mRNA via its codon anticodon arrangement, complementary arrangement, and other end it is attached with the amino acid. This is how tRNA helps in translation by playing the role of An adapter, the one to carry amino acid as well as its anticodon. Have you all learned the definition of anticodon with me? I wish at least you people would have replied no even. I never knew that you don't like this topic and teaching to the extent where you are not even replying no or yes. I said that a unit made up of 3 consecutive nucleotides or triplet of nucleotides present on tRNA, and this remains complementary to the codon present on mRNA for the given particular amino acid. We call this as the anticodon. Anticodon and codon. Codon is present on mRNA, anticodon is present on tRNA. An anticodon is triplet, a unit of 3 nucleotides, complementary to the codons on mRNA, and this anticodon is to be found on tRNA, and it helps in translation. It helps the tRNA to act as an adapter molecule by being complementary to the codons present on mRNA. How many have understood the concept of tRNA? Well, at least 6 students have understood. That's a good thing for me. These tRNA molecules, whose role was explained by or proposed by Crick, Francis Crick. As per that, the tRNAs are adapter molecules which will play the physical link role between mRNA and polypeptide. On one side, having anticodon, complementary code to the code present on mRNA, and on the other side, acceptor stem, the part which is called acceptor stem, the one to which a particular amino acid is arranged, attached to it. This is the structure of the tRNA. tRNA was also known as soluble RNA prior to its role recognition. Once its role was recognized, तब जाके ये sRNA, that is the soluble RNA, उसमें से कहलाने लगा transfer RNA, as it was transferring the amino acids at the site of protein synthesis. So since then it is even identified as transfer RNA. So that initial name was soluble RNA, sRNA, and now popular one is tRNA. In the next lecture, we will discuss about the structure of RNA, the tRNA rather, the structure of ribosomes, and we will see the process of translation. Thank you for not cooperating today.